now listening to the Zay Moore Podcast.
I want to know what Zay thinks
There's a
about
few
that.
things that we got to address.
Black people got the swag. Black people set the trends. We are the culture. We got a reality star for our president. It's insane. Even if they try to erase black history out of schools, it's not going to erase black history. Because we've been here. Kendrick Lamar definitely beat Drake in that battle. Hands down. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it real with my people. Because if we don't keep it real with each other, who will?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only Zay Moore, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new episode of the Zay Moore Podcast, a quick episode of the Zay Moore Podcast. Today is August 3rd, and we still do have something to talk about, although I'm just going to pop in and pop out. We originally had the family trauma deep dive scheduled for today. However, that show's not quite done yet, so we will reschedule that for Tuesday. Tuesday's show, when I meet with y'all, we'll go over what's popular, was trending in the world of entertainment and politics and all that, and then we'll get into the family trauma deep dive. But today I wanted to pop in and quickly go over the earthquake that hit New Jersey, and I wanted to just update y'all, give y'all some information, especially for my listeners who are in the Jersey and New York area. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that really quickly. All right, so let's get to it. On Saturday night, August 2nd at 10:18 p.m., a magnitude 3.0 earthquake struck with its epicenter in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, roughly 6 miles beneath the surface. The tremors were widely felt across the New York metro area, including Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and even parts of Connecticut and the Hudson Valley. No injuries or significant damage have been reported, and authorities said that no emergency action is required unless hazards like fallen items or cracks are observed. We're going to go to NBC New York for the story really quickly, and then I'll be right back with y'all.
Breaking news, an earthquake reported in New Jersey tonight. Thank you for joining us at 11. I'm Rana Novini. This earthquake happened in the past hour. People all across our area reporting that they felt it, including here in the city. We want to get to Storm Team 4 meteorologist Matt Brickman with what we know about this earthquake, Matt.
Initially, the report here is that this is a magnitude 3.0 earthquake centered right around Hasbrook Heights, Rana. It happened just before 10:20 this evening. And to give you some comparison for this, some context, you remember that earthquake about a year ago, in April of last year. That one was a magnitude 4.8. The way the Richter scale works is that it goes up logarithmically. So from a 3.0 to a 4.0, we're talking about a 10 times stronger earthquake. So what we had a year ago was nearly 20 times stronger. Also, that one a year ago was closer to the surface. That creates more violent shaking. Now, earthquakes are not uncommon in this part of the country. There is a nearby fault line, the Ramapo Fault, which is close to where that Tewksbury earthquake was a year ago. This one coming a little bit further to the east in Hasbrook Heights, but a 3.0, hopefully just some light shaking. We'll see what sort of reports we get out of this. Obviously something still very new.
Yeah, that's very scary. They need to call the nearest seismologist ASAP. A seismologist, by the way, is someone who studies earthquakes and seismic waves, right? So there's clearly some sort of shifting going on within the crust in that area. And there was one last year. There's another one happening right now. Yeah, I would definitely, if I was the officials of New York, New Jersey, I would be getting together and figuring out how we can fund a seismologist to go ahead and look into this, because once tried, second time, third time's a charm. We don't need this to happen 3 times, and it's more dramatic, right? So they need to take heed to it ASAP. So I want to give y'all some tips, right, just in case this happens again. What do you do during an earthquake? If you're indoors, you drop to your hands and knees. Cover your head and neck. Get under a sturdy table or desk if possible. Hold on to the shelter until shaking stops. Stay away from windows, mirrors, and anything that can fall, shelves, TVs, lighting, etc. Do not run outside during the shaking. It's more dangerous due to falling debris, especially in New York, because it's an urban area, so it's very likely things can fall, so you want to stay away from the streets. If you're in a high rise, stay where you are. Do not use elevators. Move away from windows, or glass walls. If you're in a vehicle, pull over to a safe spot, away from overpasses, trees, power lines. Stay inside with your seatbelt on until the shaking stops. If you're outside, if you happen to be outside and this is happening, you want to move to an open area away from buildings, trees, street lights, and power lines. After an earthquake, you want to check on yourself, of course, and others for injuries. Be alert for aftershocks. They can come minutes, hours, or days later. I'm going to repeat that one. Be on alert for aftershocks. They can come minutes, hours, or days later. Avoid damaged areas and check for hazards like gas leaks. If you smell gas, you want to evacuate immediately. Call 911 immediately, y'all. Electrical damage and broken glass or debris. Use text or social media instead of phone calls to communicate. Networks may be overwhelmed during this time due to the earthquake. Everybody's trying to, get in touch with somebody, and listen to emergency broadcasts on a battery-powered or car radio for updates. And before an earthquake, like if you want to prepare, just in case you have a funny feeling this is going to happen again, you want to create a disaster plan or an emergency kit or both. Water, food, flashlight, first aid, phone charger, all that is important. Charge up your phone before. Know how to shut off your gas, your water, and electricity. Secure heavy furniture and wall hangings, and practice earthquake drills with your family or roommates, y'all. So that is just a little bit of information on the earthquake, some ways to stay safe in case, it happens again. We pray, we hope that it doesn't, right? But just in case, you want to stay safe. And yeah, I hope, again, the officials of Jersey and New York are taking heed to this, right? Because shifting place is nothing to play with. There's something going on within the atmosphere that needs to be examined. So I hope that they do take heed to it. And yeah, that was pretty much it for today's show. As I did say, today was scheduled to be the Family Trauma Deep Dive, but I'm going to come at y'all when everything is prepared and I got all my information and, we ready to present. So we'll start the show as normal on Tuesday, go over some trending topics, see what's popping in the world of entertainment and politics, and then we'll dive into family trauma and how it lingers on into adulthood. It'll be a very interesting conversation. Also, if you're planning on going out this weekend to the movies or anything, Weapon starring Julia Garner is coming out this weekend. Warner Brothers is putting out, I feel like, the horror movie of the summer. It's going to be Shit Looks Crazy. Make sure you go check that out. Also, remember to follow me at the Zay Files on Instagram, at the Zay Files _ on Instagram, and at the Zay Moore Podcast. I want to thank y'all so much for hanging out with me quickly today on the Zay Moore Podcast show, and you have a great week, y'all. Until next time. Peace.